Just returned from the Academy meeting in Las Vegas, and one of the things that was there is these new systems of fitting with either the elevated suction sockets or enhanced suction sockets. One of the things I noticed that is to really make that work correctly, what they're suggesting that is the cushion liner be reflected down this way so that when the suspension sleeve is applied, you form a seal between the suspension sleeve and the gel side of the cushion liner. What that does, it makes a pretty bulky ring here when you have these 3 layers of material now. What we're going to show you a way to do is to go ahead and turn the very top of this cushion liner with a band of silicone so that that outer suspension sleeve can seal up against that silicone and avoid having to turn this over and make a bulky ridge up on the top of the liner. To do this, it's going to require a few things. One is some yellow or black PVC tape. We have the Renew silicone adhesive, available in 2 sizes, the large and the small sizes. For this type of application, I think the large size would be best. Small stuff's better for little repair jobs. We're going to use latex gloves and a small piece of polyethylene that I'm going to use as a squeegee. We also need some alcohol, and I'll show you what the alcohol is for in just a minute. This is an important step to provide a very smooth surface on the silicone adhesive. So the first thing I'll do is I'll use some of this yellow PVC tape and just wrap it around the liner in an area that represents the height that you'd like to have covered with silicone. This is nice because when we get done with, once the silicone cures and you pull this off, you'll have a really nice straight line of silicone on it that looks like it was done in a factory. We'll wrap this on here a little bit. Try to make it as straight as you can and avoid a bunch of zigzags up and down, so I'll go around a few times to make it as straight a line as absolutely possible. And we'll go ahead and leave us a little courtesy tab on the end of this so I can go back and pick it off later on very easily. Now we're going to use our silicone adhesive. These tubes are initially opened up. They have a way you can open the cap very easily just by turning the cap upside down and pressing it through the aluminum seal. I will use some gloves for this because I don't like to get the stuff in my hands. It's very sticky. One thing about this silicone adhesive is it's necessary to work fairly quickly with this stuff. It has a tendency to start to set pretty rapidly once it's exposed to air. So I'm going to use my little polyethylene squeegee. I'm going to apply some silicone all around this ring up in the top here. It's always better to use a little more than you think you're going to need because we're going to be scraping the excess off to try to provide a real nice, smooth-looking layer of adhesive. So I'm going to place that adhesive on there, and then using my little squeegee, I'm going to draw this stuff down and away from my yellow tape. Now, while doing this, be careful. Don't push the squeegee real hard because you don't want to push this stuff so far in the fabric that you may still have air leaking through there. You want to make sure that this is a nice, even coat, but to cover up all the texture of the material itself. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just distribute this silicone adhesive all around the top area of the liner. Again, making sure that you don't press too hard. What's going to happen if you press too hard on this, then you're going to see again the fabric come through and you won't be able to provide a nice seal. Some air might leak through that. So let's go ahead and leave a nice thick layer on there and make it as smooth as possible. I want you to notice that even with the squeegee, you can still see the edges of the squeegee, that this is not a very smooth surface. It looks kind of rough. This material is very sticky, so it's difficult to get a nice smooth line using the squeegee. It's then necessary to go ahead and take some alcohol in a spray bottle and just spray it all over the adhesive or all over your gloves, whichever you prefer. It doesn't make any difference, but spray it on there. This will remove the tackiness of the silicone adhesive so you can begin to rub it in and get a nice smooth surface. This will almost give you a smooth, glassy surface as if it was laminated on itself. So again, I think you can see as I'm smoothing this down, I'm not pressing real hard. All I'm trying to do is smooth that sticky adhesive off so it looks like a nice smooth lamination. Depending on the thickness of the silicone adhesive, the drying time can be anywhere from 10 minutes to about half an hour. But if you take a look at that now, we have a very nice smooth surface. No ridges, no wrinkles, no fabric showing through. Everything we need to provide that seal from the inner cushion liner to the outer suspension sleeve for the elevated suction sockets. That's it. Now you can have a look at this and you can see that's a very nice smooth surface. Shiny like a piece of glass. Once this is fully cured, that's the time when you want to go back and remove the tape. And you can see that it leaves a very nice clean line where your silicone adhesive begins on the cushion liner. Okay, you can see I touched this area when I was removing the tape because I didn't wait for the silicone to dry completely. I'm just going to spray some more alcohol on there and go back, re-smooth it again. Now this will sit for approximately 15 minutes before it can be put into service.